Alright, Life Path 3s, Destiny Digits here. This is going to be your now message. We have two cards. The card on the left, it says, a word once said cannot be taken back. This is a proverb, an African proverb. A word once said cannot be taken back. So 3s, you are people that operate well in crowds and groups, right? You're very social, and you have the ability to kind of just camouflage because of your creativity, your ability to express, your flexibility with energies. You can really join not crowds, but many different types of crowds. So that's the energy that you have. You're like the glue, right? You're Elmer. So we also have something matching. We have 3 of Pentacles. So this talks about being able to build assets based on your ability to do exactly what I described, right? So this is taking your energy, combining it with others in some way, a project, it could be anything, but really creating something, right, for others to see. Something tangible comes out of it. Pentacles talks about, our assets, our earthly assets. Those are the people, places, and things, but this is about doing this with others, right? And so, a word once said cannot be taken back. So this kind of makes me feel, and the color blue, when I made this deck, it was because I thought about communication. I thought about throat chakra, clarity, truth, expression. And so Proverbs were things that weren't written, but they were spoken, right? And so I feel like in a proverb, this is something that represents your truth, your identity, and your authenticity, and how you express. And so maybe something took place in a group, maybe something was said, maybe something, happened. Oh, let's talk about this real quick. Now, for some of us that grew up in hands-on homes where, something went wrong and hands were put on you, we can't always remember the location of the hit. Like, it hurt when we got beat or spanked or what have you. We can't always remember the location of the hit or the bruise, right? Because it heals, it goes away. We may remember that it even happened. We may not remember at all. But one thing that we can all agree on is that things that were spoken to us, words can feel like punches, jabs, wounds. They can feel like weapons. And so I think if in this moment someone were to say, what was the worst thing that someone has ever said to you? It wouldn't take you as long to recall. Or if someone said, well, why did you get that punishment? Why did you get that spanking on that day? It's like, it may be harder, but something about a word. And so once it leaves, it can't be taken back. And so words are kind of like spells, right? And for good or for bad, when we open our mouth, when we communicate about others, at some point the energy spoken has to return some kind of way. And so this matters in a situation where there's an audience or others are watching, are kind of a part of this. And so connect that to, your situation, and then consider the current climate, and hoping this is helpful some kind of way. Thank you. Bye, 3s.